Hi, I'm Navanshi. I'm the beauty blogger at MissMarni.com, and I'm here today with Dr. Rashmi Shetty, and we're going to talk about some shaving myths. You as being a celebrity dermatologist and everything, so I know people are going to believe you when you bust some myths with me. Actually, first we should discuss the fact that there's a lot of stigma attached with shaving, especially in India. So why do you think people here have so much of a fear of shaving?
I think hair removal itself was something which is feared about here.
Yeah.
I remember I was in 12th when I went first and got my waxing done, and my mom freaked out. She said, "What's wrong with you? Why did you wax your hair? You hardly have hair, and it's going to make your hair grow further."
Yeah.
So any hair removal method had that stigma. And I don't know why, maybe because they associate shaving with man and beard.
Probably.
So that's why people think that it's like the stubble and it kind of gets rough.
Yeah.
It does not.
Yeah.
Waxing has its own, side effects or untoward effects that I can say.
Yeah.
If the wax is too hot, you can end up getting rashes.
Yeah.
You can end up getting bumps. I've seen people rip away the skin in a waxing session. So these things can happen too.
Yeah.
And then there's ingrowns that can happen if wax is too hot. Infections can happen with it. So you're just opening your skin to 10 other things.
Yeah, I think that it's the same with any pulling of hair. Exactly. You're opening your pores a little bit to
You're
infection.
kind of tugging the hair, and therefore you're damaging it at an unnatural way.
Okay. So let's start there. The first myth is that your hair grows back thicker and darker. A lot of people say that, oh no, don't shave, your hair will be thicker or something. Is that true?
No, where that comes from is because when you shave, I'm sure you guys have observed that when you touch after some 3-4 days, you feel a little rough skin and you see the dark skin popping out. But look at it this way, if you uproot a plant from its root, when it is growing, you see the sapling to be very tiny with the tapering end coming up. But if you chop off a tree from its trunk, you will feel that big stubble there, right? So it's like that. So when you're taking off a hair during a waxing, you're uprooting the entire thing. So when a new hair grows, obviously it's kind of the tapering end of it is coming first. But when you're shaving, you're cutting it off at the trunk. So that's that 1 or 2 days that you feel. Eventually it's going to grow out and taper itself.
So it's going to go back to the same
thing. So shaving will not thicken your hair or increase your hair. That's a myth for sure.
Another myth associated with that is, do you apply more pressure to cut it off, deeper, and then some people end up injuring themselves doing that. Right. What is a good way to shave,
Yeah, applying pressure is a no-no. So be very careful when you're shaving. So you don't have to sit and stick your razor into your skin and shave it, because you end up shaving a bit of the skin as well, the outer layer of the skin. So you may get pinpoint bleeding sometimes. That's when you come back and tell us that dark shaving made our skin dark. That's because you're applying too much pressure, ripping off the top layer of the skin. So post-inflammatory pigmentation can happen. But while you use the new generation laser, like the Venus laser, for example, what I got a set of Venus razor from the Gillette company, and they ended up asking me to use it in the clinic. We all do laser hair removal, right? So before that, we need to shave every patient's hair. While I was using it, what I noticed was the ergonomics of the whole gadget. It's got a flexible neck and it's got cushioning around the blades. So when you press it, the entire pressure is not transferred to your skin.
It's on the cushion.
It's on the cushion. 2, it's taken up by that flexible neck.
Okay. Obviously, I think you should always try and use lubrication.
That's the most important thing. Again, most of our skin is dry usually. You're on the move, you're running. Oiling is no more in fashion. Massage is no more in fashion. So most of our patients, when they come to me, more than often have dry skin. So when you have dry skin and then you end up shaving on a dry skin, it kind of can damage and scratch your skin a bit. So the best way of doing it is make sure your skin is wet. Shaving after a shower would be the best thing that you can do. Because the hair is already softened, the skin is nice and hydrated and soft. So you can immediately shave after a shower. Or what you can do is use a shaving foam or a shaving cream. I'm sure there are a lot of companies which are doing good ones. And again, the nicer things to use is any of the moisturizers. Just if you have to shower.
In fact, some people use oil also when they're taking a shower.
That's a very nice thing.
You're moisturizing and you're shaving. So, so a question that we get really often is, and I read this on beauty blogs a lot, and everyone has differing opinions. Whether you should shave with hot water or cold water. Some say cold water because your hair stands out and it's pokey. How when you get goosebumps. And some say that hot water because it softens it and then it easily comes off. So what would a doctor say?
Doctor says, if you want pokey standing hair, you need to literally stand and ask one of your friends to come with a bucket full of ice water and throw. That's the only time the hair is going to stand up. Okay. Otherwise, no matter what cold water, it's not going to stand up, right? So warm water is a better idea because it softens the hair, it softens your skin, it kind of, as she says, opens up the pores a little, so it makes it easy on you. So warm, not hot, definitely not cold.
And lastly, a lot of people say that when you're shaving, it would like damaging your skin.
Yeah, so that's not true. Again, if you're shaving with a proper lubrication to the skin, if you're shaving with a hydrated, moisturized skin, you won't. If you also use the right pressure, as in the right gadget, while you're using to shave, with a flexible neck or something which is transferring the pressure onto something else, then again you're not harming. You're taking off just the top layer, which anyway comes off when you're shaving. Even if you scratch yourself or scrub yourself.
So that's a good thing, right? Like you're getting a little bit of exfoliation as well.
So skin looks fresh and hydrated.
So let's talk about maybe hygiene a little bit. What is a big no-no? Like, why can't you use a blade that is rusted? Sometimes people just will look at it in the shower and be like, oh, like big deal. Like I can use it anyway, Why not? Like, why is that
One, it's a rusted blade, so there's a lot of moisture, and the minute any metal rusts, it's not fine anymore. So you won't get a fine shave, it will scratch your skin. That's not right. So that itself is something good enough for not to use. And then if it's rusted, which means it stayed there without you touching for a long time, there is so much of probably bacteria, fungus, God knows what's growing with it. So any color change in the metal per se, change the blade. So basically, I think it's one of the safest, smoothest, easiest do at home method for hair removal.
I think so, and I feel like for a girl who's like working and like on the move every day, it just saves me so much time, and my exfoliation is done in the same movement. So that was great myth busting when it comes to shaving, and it's not just for men, it's for women too. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.